Hi guys, Blake and Talon here today with Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on beautiful upper Lake Taneycomo. It is Tuesday the 27th of July and we are going to do the one cast for you today. Today we boated up here. We're starting right below the cable. They have been running just a little under 4 units of water. However, it looks like they're starting to drop that. They're supposed to drop it back down to 3, I think, at 7, which was just a little bit ago. And then they're going to drop it to 2 at 8, and then they're turning the water off again at 9. So we decided to come all the way up tonight. We're going to fish. I got an 1/8 ounce jig on. I think he's got an 1/8 ounce jig on as well. Mine is a brown and orange with a brown head, and he is using an 1/8 ounce olive and ginger with a brown head. Okay. Oh my gosh. Did you see how far that fish came out of the water? So my whole plan of using an 1/8 ounce jig is probably getting ruined right now by this water dropping out. If they had kept running the 11,000 they were running, it probably would have worked a little better. So I might be changing jigs here soon, but nothing officially on the first cast. I don't normally throw the brown and orange, but sometimes I like just coming out and trying a color I don't ever throw and see how it works. It's just about the only way to find other colors. Oh, let's see. Another hot day here in the Ozarks. Humidity over the last few days has put what it feels like in the 100-degree range. Let's see. So they turned the water off at around 9 or 10 last night, and they left it off all the way until, I'd say just about noon, and then they cranked it on up to 3 units. And they've had it just at 3 and a little bit above 3, just right under 4 for this afternoon. Let's see, fishing reports. Captain Steve Dickey, we just passed him, and they were dragging scuds down by the Narrows, and he said that bite was real good. I was on the closing shift today, so I'm gonna have to turn this boat around. I think that sun's getting in the camera too much. I wasn't around to hear everybody's fishing reports when they got back from their guide trips this morning, so I really don't have many fishing reports. I do know that one of our boats that went out today, I think they were fishing somewhere down by the landing, and they said they were using road runners and came back with a limit of fish. So that's kind of interesting. I do have one fishing report from last night. I waited until I knew the water was off, and I put my waders on, and I came up here to the dam last night with the fly rod, and I threw streamers for about that was a fish. I threw streamers for about 4 hours, and the streamer bite last night was absolutely incredible with the water off. I actually never really moved anywhere from between outlet 1 and outlet 2. I never even made it all the way down to outlet 2. I was just walking out in the stream right here across from me as far as I could, up to my waist, and I was casting that streamer just as far as I could get it out into the deep pocket, and no sinking line, no sinking leader, just a 4-foot piece of 2X tippet with a pine squirrel streamer. A tiny little bead was just enough weight to get it down. And the fish were all over it last night. I fished till, I don't know, 3 or 3:30 in the morning. I did manage to catch one over 20 inches. It's probably 22. Real long, skinny rainbow. I think I'm going to give in and put on a 3/32 ounce jig, because I'm not having any luck on this 1/8 ounce jig. If they had kept running that 11,000, I think it would have been the right choice. But of course, anytime I make a plan for one cast, they change the generation schedule. Okay, 3/32 time it is. So with those streamers at night with the water off, it's not a fast retrieve at all. It's actually a very slow retrieve. You cast the line straight out in front of you, or you can quarter it downstream just a little bit. But I hold my rod tip up in the air for the first 5 seconds or so, give it time to get down, get a little bend in my line, and then I point the rod tip directly at where the fly landed, put the rod tip in the water, and then I do about a 12-inch long strip really slowly. I mean really slowly. And then I let it drift a little longer for another 5 to 10 seconds, and then another real slow long strip. And that seemed to do the trick, at least last night. Okay, I have switched to a 3/32 ounce tri-olive jig. And that seems like it's sinking just a touch slower. I think we got rid of the sun. We could probably spin the boat back the right way. Do what? Yeah. The 3/32 or that row right there. Yep. let's try something just a little smaller. There are days where you could definitely come out here with even slower water and still catch them on an 1/8 ounce jig. But I find that there's a certain sink that jig does that those fish like. If it's too fast or too slow, they don't seem to like it most of the time, at least for me. I know Captain Tony throws an 1/8 ounce jig no matter what the water's at, and they still catch fish, so just have a little bit different way of working it. Talon put on a 3/32 ounce sculpin and ginger jig with a brown head. And it seems that whenever they kick that water on each day after it being off, all the reports I've heard from everybody is that dragging the scuds and the egg flies are still seems to be the way to go. Come on, right behind the root wad. There's gotta be a fish laying there. But my guess is that now that they've got the lakes kind of farther down where they want them, that we're gonna see in August, kind of like we saw last summer, where they turn the water off kind of frequently. And that's gonna be great for the wade fishing and streamer fishing at night. But I do believe if it's anything like last summer, we'll start seeing lower oxygen levels. And so just have to be a little more delicate with how long you have a fish out of the water. I kind of found it hard to believe, but I was the only one up here all last night, at least till 3 in the morning. It is a lot of fun to get out here and wade at night. Definitely seeing some fish coming up and ripping the surface now. You know what? I'm gonna switch to a 16th. Sometimes it's just what you gotta do. Keep switching sizes and colors till you find what's working. Oh, we're gonna go with a sculpin and ginger jig with a sculpin head, 16th ounce here. Okay, that's what that looks like there. I'm not exactly sure what they shut the water down to. They may have went ahead and shut it down to 2 units because we got at least 1.5 foot of drop here, if not 2 foot. We had another boat come back earlier today that said they didn't tear them up, but they did catch some fish on a night crawler, dragging the bottom once they turned the water up. There's got to be one hungry fish for a jig in here. I'm always curious what makes the fish. It seems like there's just sections of time where they're really eating a jig, or, you know, really eating the jerkbait well. And without the floodgates running and bait fish coming in, I just don't know exactly what triggers that. Well, I think we're going to go to the Trophy Run Island, and if we don't find anything by then, I think we're going to call it a day. We are currently coming up on the boat ramp up by the dam. We're going down by the big sycamore tree over here on the south bank. This is kind of the area where the pothole ends, and then it's still deep over here where the boat's at, but it flattens out in front of us by that tree. Where are all these fish at, Talon? Whisper to them. Might have been a swing and a miss. The fog has been really thick these last few days with this hot weather. Wow. Pretty impressive. We are just past the boat ramp here. Got some people fishing over there. Oh. I was really hoping you were gonna show us what a fish looked like today, Talon. We're running out of time though. Maybe if I just let it sink and hit the bottom and drag, they'll bite it. That works sometimes. I can see them rolling down there eating scuds. Alright, just a couple more casts here and we'll be past the island. Looking like we're gonna get the big goose egg today. The water being turned off starting in the mornings now is a good time to get in a boat and or even just come up here to the dam, but find those riffly spots off the islands and strip a crackle back on a fly rod. It's always a fun way to catch one, or a soft tackle. I'm going to call this my last cast here. Well, don't get to see what a fish looks like today, but we thank you guys for watching. Like and share us on Facebook, and we'll be out here again tomorrow. Thanks, guys.